I never thought the man who promised to love me forever would replace me like I was nothing. 27 years of marriage disappeared with a single sentence. But what happened only weeks later became the kind of story people still whisper about today. Sometimes karma does not knock. It simply walks in without warning. If you enjoy emotional, true-style family stories with powerful life lessons, subscribe now because every story here reminds us that every choice has a price. My name is Grace. I was 53 years old when my husband looked me in the eyes and calmly told me he deserved a younger woman. There were no tears on his face and no guilt in his voice. After 27 years together, he packed a suitcase, took half of our savings, and walked out of our home holding another woman's hand. Our son stood frozen in the hallway, unable to believe the father he admired had abandoned everything for a fantasy. That day, I realized that betrayal hurts most when it comes from the person who once promised to protect your heart forever. The following morning, I found a folded note on the kitchen table written by my son. He said he loved both of us but could no longer respect his father's choices. He quietly asked me not to sell the house no matter how difficult life became, because he believed the truth would eventually come out. His words gave me strength when I had almost none left. I decided to rebuild my life instead of chasing someone who had already chosen to leave. Months passed while my former husband proudly showed off his new relationship across social media. Expensive vacations, luxury restaurants, designer gifts, and smiling photographs filled every weekend. Friends who barely knew the full story congratulated him for finding happiness again. Behind those pictures, however, our family business was slowly collapsing. Money disappeared faster than anyone realized. Unknown to him, several financial documents had already attracted the attention of professional investigators after suspicious transactions were reported. One afternoon, a private investigator arrived at my door instead of his. He politely explained that I was not under investigation because my name had been removed from several company accounts before the missing money appeared. He asked whether I had noticed unusual financial decisions during the last year of our marriage. I remembered several strange transfers that my husband had dismissed as business investments. I answered honestly and handed over copies of old documents I had carefully stored in a box. At that moment, I still wanted justice, not revenge. Weeks later, the investigation became public. Employees learned that company funds had been secretly used to finance expensive gifts, luxury travel, and hidden personal accounts connected to his new partner. Investors demanded answers. Business partners walked away. News spread through our community faster than anyone expected. The man who once laughed at loyalty suddenly discovered that reputation can disappear in a single afternoon. Watching the truth unfold was painful because I remembered the good man he had once been before greed changed him completely. If this story reminds you that honesty always matters, take a second to like and share this video. Your support helps more people discover stories that prove every decision creates consequences. As pressure continued to build, the younger woman who had promised to stand beside him vanished without saying goodbye. She emptied their shared apartment while he attended an emergency legal meeting. By the time he returned, the expensive jewelry, cash, and luxury car were gone. She had left only one short message thanking him for everything before disappearing forever. The same man who abandoned his family now experienced the pain of being abandoned himself. For the first time, he truly understood what betrayal felt like. A few days later, he unexpectedly arrived outside my home. He looked older than I remembered. His expensive suit had been replaced by simple clothes, and his confident smile had disappeared completely. He apologized through tears and admitted he had destroyed his family chasing temporary excitement. Our son quietly listened from the porch before handing his father the same note he had written months earlier. This time, my former husband read every word slowly and his hands began shaking. He finally understood that respect, once lost, is far harder to rebuild than money. I forgave him because carrying hatred would only continue hurting me. But forgiveness did not mean restoring what had been broken. I chose peace instead of revenge. Our son remained kind, but kept healthy distance while his father worked to rebuild his life one honest step at a time. Looking back, I realized karma had never needed my help. Life itself delivered every lesson at exactly the right moment. Some people lose love because of bad luck. Others lose it because they stop valuing what they already have. That difference changes everything forever. Some betrayals break a family forever. Others become the lesson that changes every life involved. Karma does not always arrive immediately, but when it does, it never forgets the choices we made. If this story touched your heart, subscribe, like, and share, because someone you know may need this reminder today.